Welcome back, Cules and football fans. Today we've got massive updates coming out of Barcelona. From La Liga action against Rayo Vallecano to the latest on referee assignments, a Champions League ban for Hansi Flick, Chelsea's €40 million bid for Fermin Lopez, and a worrying injury scare for Gavi, it's all happening at Barca right now. We'll also talk about Wojciech Szczesny's official registration and what's next for Rooney Bargi. Stick with us because this video is packed with all the latest news you don't want to miss. La Liga champions Barcelona have on Saturday been made aware of the official set to take charge of the club's next outing. Barcelona are of course primed to return to action tomorrow evening. Fresh off a pair of back-to-back victories to open the new Spanish campaign, the Blaugrana will make the trip to Madrid for a meeting with Rayo Vallecano. The matchup marks the last for Hansi Flick's troops ahead of the upcoming international break. Safe to say then that all associated with Barca will no doubt be desperate for another 3-point haul at Vallecas. And as alluded to above, on Saturday, the Catalans have discovered who will be in charge of overseeing their efforts towards as much. As per a report from Diario Sport, the Spanish Football Federation's Technical Committee of Referees has announced that Mateo Busquets Ferrer will be in charge of refereeing the match between Rayo Vallecano and FC Barcelona corresponding to the third matchday of the 2025-26 La Liga EA Sports season. To date, Barcelona have managed a record of 4 wins from 4 in games officiated by Busquets. La Liga giants Barcelona have a significant call to make ahead of their upcoming Champions League season opener. This comes with the Blaugrana set to be without the services of both manager Hansi Flick and assistant Marcus Sorg. Flick and co, of course, are fresh off discovering just who lies in wait in their opening European fixture of the new campaign. After UEFA's Champions League schedule was officially released, Barca were made aware that they face a trip to England to face Eddie Howe's Newcastle United. Owing to respective suspensions for their behavior in last season's edition of the competition, the Spanish champions, as alluded to above, will not have either head coach Hansi Flick or first-choice assistant Marcus Sorg on the sideline at St. James Park. So, just who will step in? The 2 likeliest candidates as things stand, it is understood, are Arnaud Blanco and Toni Tapalovic. Both Blanco and Tapalovic currently also carry out assistant roles in the first-team setup at Barcelona. With just 2 days left in the transfer window, Chelsea have made a bold move for Barcelona midfielder Fermin Lopez. The London club has already spent close to £300 million this summer in an effort to strengthen their squad, bringing in big names such as João Pedro, Jamie Gittins, and most recently Alejandro Garnacho. But manager Enzo Maresca is still pushing for a creative playmaker after missing out on Xavi Simons, who opted for Tottenham instead. Now, attention has turned firmly to Fermin. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea submitted an official bid on Saturday, worth around €40 million, £34.6 million. The timing of the offer came just hours after the Blues' 2-0 victory over Fulham. Barcelona, however, are standing firm. The Catalan giants value the 22-year-old much higher, with their asking price believed to be close to €90 million. That gap leaves Chelsea's proposal well short of expectations, and the final decision may ultimately rest on whether Fermin himself wants to make the move to the Premier League. I spoke with Fermin. I'm convinced that he will stay, but at the end I don't know what happens, Flick said in his pre-match press conference on Saturday. We have to wait. I am really happy when the transfer market is closed. I have to focus on my team and I am really happy Fermin plays for Barca. He's a really important player for us. He showed that last season. His style is different to other players. He can help us a lot, Flick added. Fermin made 46 appearances in Barcelona's 2024-25 campaign, helping the Catalans win La Liga, the Copa del Rey and the Spanish Super Cup. The 22-year-old produced a career-high 17-goal contributions despite having to fight for a consistent place in Flick's 11. The Spain international got the nod in Barcelona's 2025-26 La Liga opener, but was pulled at halftime after an underwhelming performance. Fermin was then an unused substitute in the Catalans' 3-2 victory over Levante last weekend. Still, Flick is confident Fermin is focused on improving his game with Barcelona, despite the mounting interest from Chelsea. You can see that he lives for Barca. He loves Barca. I think, not to say too much, in his heart he is Barca. Barcelona seem to have avoided a major scare when it comes to Gavi, who missed Friday's training session with a knee injury and has been ruled out for Sunday's La Liga clash with Rayo Vallecano due to what the club described as knee discomfort. Hansi Flick was asked about Gavi in a press conference on Saturday and provided a positive update on the midfielder's status. The plan is for him to be ready for Valencia. We'll see how he develops. Today he's better than yesterday. We're positive. Gavi has also been ruled out by Spain for their 2 games against Bulgaria and Turkey during the September international window, but Flick is confident that the next 2 weeks without matches will be enough to have Gavi back to full fitness and ready to return for Barca's home opener against Valencia. Barcelona midfielder Gavi did not finish Friday's training session and left with pain in his knee, but initial reports claimed it was only a scare. Apparently there's a lot more to it. According to Javi Miguel of Diario AS, there is total concern at the club regarding Gavi's injury, which happened to the same knee that was surgically repaired in November 2023 after an ACL and meniscus tear. The report doesn't go into further detail and says there is more to follow as further testing will be done to determine the extent of the injury, but it's safe to say there's real reason for concern with this one. Barcelona could be without Gavi for Sunday's La Liga clash against Rayo Vallecano, as the midfielder is still dealing with discomfort in his knee. Hansi Flick is set to address the media on Saturday, where fans will be hoping for a positive update on the young star's condition. The trip to Vallecas is a key one for Barca, as they aim to secure their 3rd straight win of the season and keep momentum heading into the international break. But aside from injury worries, the club has also been dealing with registration issues. The good news? Veteran goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny has now officially been registered with La Liga. The 35-year-old is finally eligible to feature after missing the opening 2 matches, solving Barcelona's backup goalkeeper problem following Iñaki Peña's departure. With Szczesny cleared to play, Joan Garcia now has reliable support between the posts. However, one player who still remains unregistered is Rooney Bargi, meaning Barca still have some work to do to fully resolve their squad situation. One player still left unregistered for now. Rooney Bargi, however, still remains unregistered at the time of writing. Still, despite the obvious delay, the player remains optimistic it seems. For now, that is a good sign, but Barca needs to resolve his registration issue as soon as possible. FC Barcelona continues to see certain players be linked to an exit this summer. One club in particular, however, that seems to be quite interested in a specific player is Chelsea. In fact, they have now even sent in a formal proposal for that particular player. According to the latest update provided by Fabrizio Romano, the journalist has exclusively reported that Chelsea has sent in an official written proposal for 22-year-old midfielder Fermin Lopez. This confirms their serious interest in the player and showcases their intent as well. An offer worth €40 million has been submitted. As per the update, the offer is worth €40 million and it has been submitted this afternoon. To be specific, it was submitted not long after Chelsea wrapped up their recent Premier League game against Fulham. Now, Chelsea are apparently waiting for Barca's answer following the submission of the proposal. However, if other reports are to be believed, the value of this offer is nowhere near the asking price that Barca has established for the 22-year-old player. Reportedly, the Catalan giants would want a transfer fee above the €70 million mark, while other reports even claim that the asking price could be as high as €90 million. In fact, a recent update that emerged not too long ago even claimed that Newcastle United was preparing a €100 million offer to sign the player. Hansi Flick wants him to stay at Barcelona. At the moment, however, it seems that Hansi Flick would like to retain the player. He even confirmed this during his recent press conference, and also claimed that he thinks that the midfielder will end up staying at Barca. And that wraps up today's Barcelona news roundup. Barca will be hoping to extend their perfect start in La Liga against Rayo Vallecano, while off the pitch, transfer drama with Fermin, concerns over Gavi's knee, and Flick's suspension in Europe continue to dominate the headlines. What do you think, Kules? Should Barcelona accept Chelsea's €40 million offer for Fermin or hold firm at €90 million? And how worried are you about Gavi's injury? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the latest Barcelona updates. Visca Barça!